Hi, and welcome to Bespoke Architects Daily Pinup. I'm Nicole Walters, Director of Bespoke Architects, and I'm about to show you what inspiring architectural images made our Pinterest boards today. It was quite a different day on Pinterest today, so something a little bit different I felt was coming through, and I was really excited to pin. The first project that caught my eye this morning was this house here. I really liked the shapes that they'd created in that facade. I mean, it is basically just two parapet boxes side by side, and then they've linked them with this really interesting extruded concrete almost shroud with a solid brick and then brick screen in between. So I really liked that material combination and the shapes, like I said, so that's worthy of pinning on the materials board. And then also from that same project, they have created internal courtyards behind those screen spaces that we can see. And I really just thought that was beautiful sort of landscaping and concept. So that's actually on the Landscape Elements courtyard board for today. The CMR House was something really, really different. I think it was the use of structure that really caught my eye. So all these images, 1, 2, 3, 4 of them, all are sort of focused on that, mainly that roof structure of the double beam and the crossover at the top. We can see here in the dining room, they've introduced skylights up. There'll be a central box gutter down the middle of that structure. And I really like the way that integrated the skylights to let light into an otherwise windowless room. In this room here, they've got a clerestory window up on this side of this formal lounge area, which I really like. And then we can see pine lining or timber lining above that structural beams. In this flat area, which is like an informal living room, we can see that they've suspended joinery down from those beams, which I really liked. And then in the walk-in robe, which was actually pinned for the walk-in robe layout, we can see that the joinery goes up to the underside of those beams. But, you know, it's got the hang space like we expect. It's got a fixed shelf with a lid on top there. And then we get down to an awesome amount of shoe rack and folding storage, particularly on the right-hand side of that wardrobe. So that's why that one has made the joinery and storage board for today. The outside of it, what you would expect looking at these images is a more dramatic roof line, and what we've actually got is a parapet. So it's quite deceiving that these interiors, maybe excluding that one, all came from this exterior shot. And I actually pinned that before I'd seen the interiors. I really liked the sort of the interest it created by banding concrete with brickwork. So that's why that is on the board today. This particular advert for cladding, it was all about that roof shape. It's just divine, the way it sort of integrates with that site. It's just, I really like an interesting roof shape, and that certainly is one of them. Continuing with the trend of translucent materials that I've sort of been pinning over the last week was this little library project. It was a student project. It's again built with the timber, similar sort of bolt fixing as the house above, but it's just a really lightweight community structure, and I really like the translucent material. You can see at daytime it lets natural light in, and at nighttime it's letting the light out. So I just thought that was really a lovely, simple project and worthy of the materials board today. This house here, the new build villa, it was all about the way that they'd decided to treat this sort of sloping site. So we can see the big cantilevered first floor in that image, and then below that is a recessed level. So it was more about that form and that cantilevered structure sort of bridging over, I guess you'd say, over that slope, that natural slope that we can see in the foreground of that image. So that's why that's on the Architectural Forms sloping site board today, as is the one next to it, the June House. It's a really interesting roof shape, and I've pinned it over here is another exterior from that upper level with that amazing window, and here we see it from the lower level. Again, some amazing windows, and we can see these beautiful steps that they've created, the concrete against that solid wall into the earth, and then this lower level, what we assume is a driveway leading to car park storage. So that's really interesting. And then obviously the inside shot from behind one of these amazing windows is just even if you called that a skylight, you'd probably be still correct. I just thought that was a beautiful space to sort of sit and relax under. We can see it is a sunken floor, so it's quite a relaxing, submerged space in which to find yourself. So that's why that one is on the board. This particular pavilion with a gorgeous lake, if you see an aerial shot of that, it's quite a beautiful concept. But again, it was the asymmetrical roof lines and the use of material that really caught my eye. So they are on Architectural Forms asymmetrical roof line. And then finally, the last external inspiring image is this kitchen. I just really liked the curved countertop. I have put it on the materials board under kitchen because it's just nice and soft with its use of materials. I really quite like that. So that's why that one's on the board. And then obviously the final image for today is another external image of the Bespoke House 4, the golf course house, where we've got our Skillion Master Suite pod. So this is the internal courtyard that we can see in this image here. This is the window directly in front of the foot of the bed. Next to that is a small window with a window shroud. That's the passage from the entry past the walk-in robe and the ensuite, allowing natural light into those spaces. And then to the street, this has got a solid facade, so there is nobody peering into your bedroom. And then we can see the exposed eave cantilevered over and the cantilevered concrete slab. So it is a homage to the mid-century movement. It is really beautiful. One last image that I didn't talk about, but it's just caught my eye. It also has the cantilevered concrete, was just this entryway. So those steps up to this front door, and that is a window beside it. I just thought that was a really nice set of stairs. So that is all I have for you today on the Bespoke Architects Daily Pinup. Thank you for joining me. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Until then, take care. Bye.